I teach journalism classes in media literacy, and I teach all levels of journalism from the foundations class for people who are exploring the field to the capstone reporting class. So I was a daily reporter for large metropolitan newspapers, including the Detroit News, the Los Angeles Times, and their Washington, D.C. bureau. And then my longest tenure was at the Chicago Tribune, where I worked for 10 years covering primarily politics. You know, I knew from when I read the book Harriet the Spy when I was in 4th grade and started walking around the neighborhood with a notepad taking notes that that's what I really wanted to do, was to report on the world around me. And when I was in about 5th grade, I launched my own newspaper called The Christian Chronicle, and I sold it around the neighborhood. And I have always loved telling stories and talking to people and having them tell their stories. Oh gosh. One of my most fun stories that I ever reported was the Bassmasters Classic, and it was held in Chicago one year, which was not the favorite venue for the fishermen, the anglers, but I love to fish, and it's something that my husband and I, when we were dating, loved to do, and I just had a great time covering that week-long, really intense period of people fishing their hearts out on the Chicago River. A lot of people think that journalism is dying because there's not a newspaper landing in their front driveway anymore. But actually, more people read a news story now than ever before because of online news. News is generally received by consumers for free. They don't pay for it. You just go on your server of choice and Google the news of the day, and there it is. So the industry has really taken a beating in terms of the economics of the industry. So jobs are hard to come by right now. But I would counter that with the heartfelt sentiment that journalism is as important as it's ever been, particularly the watchdog function of journalism. It's a great question. Yes, the Western Herald, Young Broadcasters of Tomorrow, Wider. There are some nice opportunities and internships in our community, Channel 3, MLive, and if you can't get the internship that you hope for in your timing, I really encourage students start blogging, create your own audience. That's the other beautiful part about digitization. Yeah, give it a try. Journalism is, it's fun, even if you choose to not go into the profession as a major or minor. I think the skills that you learn in terms of thinking about ideas, how do you source a topic, how do you know that a source is relevant and accurate, how do you convey information, and thinking about who your audience is, so what kind of information would they be interested in. Those are skills that are highly portable, that are applicable in a variety of professions. So I come from a long line of educators. Mm-hmm. My paternal grandmother attended Western Normal School to become a teacher. My parents met here, and they were married in Canley Chapel. And I had a couple siblings who went to school here or took classes here. My son is part of the ATIP program here, so I would say, and I grew up listening to the Bronco fight song. So when I hear that, I always think, oh, I've heard that tune since I was a little kid. So being a Bronco comes naturally to me. When they can't make my office hours, if I can't figure out another time to meet them in person, I'll have a conversation with my students on our cell phones. We can connect. There's lots of great ways to connect, but email is the primary way. And I'm always happy to meet students in places that are comfortable or easy for them, if they want to meet in the Bernard Center or at the library, and always over coffee.
Always. Well, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you.